Tina's allotment videos. I'm sat in the garden, not doing much at the minute, just looking at my magazine and some of my seeds, having a cup of tea. I'm off down to the allotment to do an update. Down at the allotment it's 28th of July and yesterday, if you can see, we were working very hard. All the mess at the top, all the weeds and everything have all been cleared. I've just got a little bit further up so you can see. We need another piece for the back end, but where the green is, just past the green, I've got to go and buy some more, but all that were dug out yesterday. And this black Mark's been chucking all the stones out, so I've got to pick them up. He could at least put them in a bucket, but so that end's looking quite nice. I'm not doing much today because it was a bit too hot for me yesterday and we were working in it. So my peas are doing well, and I've put another row in at the end of this one. Oops, falling over stones. And I didn't put them in the gutter like I did them. I put the same amount in, but straight into the ground. Same variety. I was going to put a different variety in, but I used the rest of the seed packet up. And if you can see, there's gaps, and they're not as thick. Gaps there, look. Then not too bad. Gaps all the way down. So I think from now on they'll be done in a gutter in a greenhouse. So I just wonder what anybody else thinks. This is my green manure coming up, and it's seeming to outdo most of the weeds. There's just this type of weed that seems to be growing at the same pace, so I have to keep pulling them out. I did some weeding yesterday and I missed that bit. Well, I think I only did at the bottom, across the back of the tunnel and down the other side. I didn't do this side. So when it flowers blue, it's going to look quite pretty. Then here is my leeks. I don't know whether you can see them from this distance. Get, a bit closer. They're all in the little holes. They're doing alright considering how hot it's been. I have to keep watering them. Got some nice squashes come in and some nice marrows. Oh, there's a marrow over there, not as big as the one on my garden. Courgettes, I think I'll have that one for tea. Oops, trying not to wobble, don't want to make you all seasick. There's another one at the back, just there. I'll leave that one for tomorrow. I'm not quite sure whether it's a marrow or a squash. It's very marrow shaped, but it's a lighter colour than the others. So we'll have to see when I cut it open, see what it tastes like. There are some more squashes. I think that one and the other one might be ready for picking. Here's another squash, light, very lightish colour. So they're all doing well. My African marigolds look very nice. That one's quite a big flower. The next one is a smaller flower. I think I picked a mixed packet when I bought them. This big one, I wasn't sure what it was, but I think it's seen a fruit on it somewhere. Aha! There it is. I think it's a patty pan. Same as that other one at the top end. Can't see any other fruit coming on it. This one's, I think it's the same, but it's not as big. So overall, with this heat, I've totally filled this area. I've moved my comfrey because it was getting in the way of the compost. Somebody knocked a board over on it and flattened it a bit, so I've moved it. The only trouble is now it's in more sun. It's drying out in the pot, so the next job is to put that in at the top end. Now we've got it clear. Because I'm having comfrey along one fence and along the side fence to a neighbour's plot that's always overgrown in grass. I'm going to put Jerusalem artichokes. Right, in the greenhouse, my peppers seem to be doing fine. They don't seem to be producing any fruit, but since I've moved them out of the bed that they was getting swamped by other plants, they've thickened up, and I think I did see one flower on them, on the sweet ones. Oh, there, just there. I think they're just starting. We should be getting something soon. We've got held back a bit, but the hot ones are still doing fine. Oops, I'm falling over the wood again. I'm going to have to get Mark to move it. So they're doing fine. I quite stand far enough back. They're looking quite nice. Carrots are doing well in the little bag, but if the marrows have anything to say about it, they'll be swamped in a bit, because if you can have a look up this way, it just looks like a jungle. You just come back, right back to, you can see where Mark's left all his wood, and they've climbed over it again, and you go all the way up to the top, and they're absolutely massive. My lettuce is doing well. Keep coming and fetching some. So we've got fresh lettuce every day. So they look quite nice. My beans, they're doing well. Gone all the way to the top. And I've got some carrot in the back, and some chard, and some sorrel. There, I keep taking that when I take the lettuce. That's spinach, and the green ones with a few weeds around them, which I'm going to sort out in a minute. A radish, but they're a different variety to the red ones. They're like long, thin, white stalks, and they don't seem to do very well, or they take a long time before they do anything. So I'm going to put some more red radish in today. This is a squash, and I might have to pick the fruits when they're small, because I've tied it up out of the way because it's going mad. If you can just see on the bottom of that flower, it's not a patty pan, so it should have, patty pans I should have perhaps trained up. It's a round squash, I think, same as them outside, so I'm going to have to take them small, otherwise they're going to be pulling it off the string. My other French beans, this one's on to the cross wires. That one's doing quite well, and it's getting hot in here already. and we're only on about 10 o'clock. The lettuce underneath there, I'm going to have to move these back a bit because there's more courgettes, and I'm not sure whether that is a pumpkin or a squash. I don't seem to be able to find the pumpkins. That's about the closest I've got to thinking it may be a pumpkin, but they've not been taken and they've been dropping off, so I don't know. And then as we go up here, these are all going mad. Come out a bit. And there's marrows and courgettes, I think, somewhere, and my cake gooseberries. They are flowering. You can't hardly see the flowers because they're very little. And cucumbers and hot peppers. There's a sweet pepper down there somewhere which I'm going to have to chop off a few of these big leaves, otherwise it's not going to have no chance of growing. There's a couple of cucumbers, 3 actually I can see, and a butterfly in the back of there. Whether you can see, I can't get no closer because I've got shorts on and these things are prickly. Oh, I think not quite ready for it to be picked yet, but this is going to need watering as usual. Don't know how it's surviving in this heat because I only normally water it once a day. Could do with watering twice. It's very rare I can get down twice with work and everything, and the heat, it just slowing me down. Not doing very well in this hot weather, but it's got fruit on it. We've had 1 or 2 tomatoes off it and it's not dead yet. I was expecting to come one day and find it totally dead, but it carries on struggling in this heat. So that's the inside. If I can find any fruit and I wade through this load I'll video it. There we are, I found some. I mean, I only picked what was on this on Saturday when my friend was here and give her some. Look at the size of that. I mean, it's not massive, but from Saturday that's quite good, isn't it, really? Well, on Monday. I think there's some more. Oh yeah, look, there we are. That is, if I'm not too wobbly and too blurry, that's a squash. Just found a big one hiding at the bottom down the back. I'm going to see if I can just twist it off, because if I try pulling at it I'm going to wobble the camera and maybe pull off the... there we are. It's not massive, but it'll do for tea. I've been round weeding and I've decided in all the little spaces to just put, you can see I've just put some seeds in, a row of seeds there, I've not covered them up yet, in between all the lettuce. Because as I pick the lettuce, I've decided to put beetroot to come up. And then, not had much luck with beetroot. I've decided to try this one. It's kind of got a white circle inside. It's, I don't know if you can see that, that's the variety, not what I've got it too blurry. And I've decided to plant them in polytunnel and probably pick them when they're very small. So I've got like baby beets. I've interplanted radish in that gap there, some more beetroot amongst these. There's only tiny little gaps at the back, and so as I pick things, other things will be coming up. I've got more lettuce at home ready to go in certain places or outside. Any of the things I've talked about today, especially the triffids. If anybody's got an opinion on my triffids, I know they shouldn't really have been in here, but I did explain why they was in here in quite a few different videos. But if you've got any opinions or any advice or any thoughts on what things are that I can't quite remember, due to labels and things getting muddled up from the move from one allotment to another allotment, and I've got things growing at home, and I've got naughty dogs as well. You might have seen in some other of my videos. They love to help, and pinching labels and plant pots is their favourite hobby. So this is why it always sounds as though I'm not organised. I am. I've got everything wrote down, what I've put in, and what seeds I've put in, when I put them in, all in my little book. But it doesn't help if the dog pinches the labels off of them. And some things like the marrows, well, the marrows aren't so bad because the leaves are different to the courgettes, but the squashes, well, some of the squashes, the leaves are slightly different. So I know I've got different ones, but I don't know which ones. So again, any thoughts, put a comment at the bottom of the page. Thank you, bye.